Look around and tell me I'm wrong. Look around and tell me I'm wrong. Get gone.
Morning from Maribor.
Maribor.
I remembered, you see.
You did.
Because I remembered Haribo and I linked it. We had an interesting night last night, sitting in the hotel, and we were joined by a quintessentially Scandi chap who sat there drinking his scotch and smoking a pipe. And he told us his life story about how he lives in Stockholm on an island with his also 81-year-old wife, how he built this enormous company and how he sold it, and how he has a Turkish girlfriend in Turkey, which he was just going over to see. And apparently he said to his wife, "Why don't you just come over to Denmark and then you can fly back to Stockholm while I go to Turkey?" So we weren't sure and didn't like to ask whether the wife knew about the Turkish girlfriend. But anyway, bit of a dog, 81. We sat there for a while chatting to him. And that
Bent. He was called
Bent. He was called Bent. He was. Anyway, so here we are out on our Flynn. Flynn is somewhere. Oh, he's there. Hello, Flynn. This is a little nature reserve around the lake, which is lovely. So we're heading off today.
We're getting on the ferry to Germany.
Yeah, we're going back to Germany today. Anyway, Maribor has been nice. A nice little pit stop. Did the washing. This is what Scandinavia does well when you're waiting for a boat. And sit on a stainless steel swivel seat. How stylish. This is the Pilgrim's House, built in 1893, and this is where pilgrims who are doing the 2 monastic walks that are around Denmark can stop, and they can have information, and there used to be a bed for the night and like a pilgrim's hostel, and it's still here for people who are doing the walks today, which is rather lovely. So this really is an amazing churchyard. It's absolutely huge and quite sparsely populated. I just thought it would be kind of cool to have a look around because I don't think I've ever seen such an enormous churchyard. It's like a park, and there are graves dating back to the 1700s, and there are graves which are actually more modern. Look at this, it's absolutely beautifully kept and absolutely enormous. I feel quite sad. I think that probably if this was in the UK, all of this would probably have been sold off by now, and it would be flats. Look at it, it goes on for ages. Always interesting. Beautiful church. I'm loving the pure white, really peaceful and serene. I'm very much liking this style of gravestone, which is basically a big boulder. Really lovely. There's quite a few of them here. This is obviously a family crypt. Look at that, family plot. So this is Bent. This is the gentleman we met last night, and he's been telling me all about music in the Scandis. Fascinating. Lovely to meet you, Bent. So it was lovely to meet Bent again. And he was telling us that right up until the 80s, apparently, there was hardly any pop music in Norway, and pop music was banned on the radio up until the sort of 50s and 60s. They weren't allowed to play pop music on the radio in Denmark and Sweden at all. And he said the reason that Swedish producers have become so adept and so cutting edge is because it was forbidden, of course. People started to study it and get really fascinated by it. It wasn't just on the radio. You couldn't just listen to it. You had to seek it out. And so he said what happened was everybody just became very tuned in to wanting to know about it. And it took a while, but once they got to grips with it, then they kind of mastered it. So I had no idea that pop music was banned on the radio in Sweden, and certainly Norway, and apparently Denmark too. Who knew? Anyway, there you go. Nuggets of information. Hello, it's a beautiful day. It was misty this morning and now it's turned into glorious sunshine. We pulled up the outside museum, they call it, which is the museum in Malibu, and it's absolutely lovely. Sadly, of course, closed today, but I'm gonna give you a sneak view over the fence so that you can have a little look at what we would have been looking around at, because it does actually look pretty cool. And there is a very impressive cockerel who is wandering around, who's quite spectacular. I did want to show you because it's really pretty and because it's just such a gorgeous day. Why would you not? And so we've got this lovely area. Just explore. Flynn's having a bit of a run. We're on the ferry tonight. We had a bit of a shock because the bridge that we showed you from Sweden to Denmark turned out to be a shocking 120 quid either way, a 240 quid round trip. Now, I don't know about you, but that was a bit of a gulp. And apparently it's because the bus is classed as a commercial vehicle, not a camper van, because camper vans are camper vans, not minibuses. 120 quid to cross the bridge. Maybe we would have thought twice about going, but still, Stockholm was lovely. Anyway, never mind, it's done. So we're going to show you, or I'm going to show you, around what we can see of the little museum. It's really lovely. It's all about Danish life and how things used to be in Denmark. It's a real shame it's not open today, never mind, but we'll show you what we can. Welcome to Lüneburg. We are sitting in this really lovely square. There we go. Quick look. And obviously we're going to be doing the full guided tour. Once Geoff has finished his apple strudel.
With ice cream. Lovely. Be rude not to, it's so German.
He has a real weakness for apple strudel, so as we're back in Germany, it's on the menu. We're looking forward to showing you around. It's looking really promising, so we will see you in a few minutes. All of these figures here are obviously figures of some meaning. Justice there in the middle with the blindfold and the sword. But here's this guy. He looks like a bishop of some sort. But is it just me, or does he look a little bit scruffy? It's quite strange. Bishop's tipple, maybe. Maybe it was an archetype, even in those days, that bishops were always scruffy. Quite like that. The idea there would be a slightly drunken bishop on the side of a building. So, hive mind, the question is this a fish or a flower? This is what we're trying to work out. Is it just a flower fish? Hard to know. One of the mysteries of travel. It's quite quirky when you see an entire street that's leaning backwards. I always think it needs a good orthodontist. And here's a little quirk. In all of these buildings, the hinges are all on the outside, every window. I've never seen hinges like it. I don't know why that's interesting, but I think it is interesting because it's kind of unique to this town, or maybe it's a German thing. Who knows? I know I love the doors. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce you to the first fixer-upper we have seen on our entire trip.
Home sweet home.
This is amazing. This cannot be. It must have slipped through the net. Anywhere, everywhere, in Germany, Holland, Denmark and Sweden, we have never seen a fixer-upper. Not one single one. And yet, here, as if by magic, there is one, and it has a lovely, look at this window. This is very nice. If we were going to move to Germany, that would probably be it. I don't think that's going to happen. And we've noticed that they have these hoists up the top of these really tall ones. That's obviously some sort of storage area maybe. So maybe it's a warehouse, but it doesn't look like it. It looks like, yeah, this is definitely a business of some sort.
1475. This half-timbered granary belonging to the Lüneburg Old Town Association was restored after being purchased by the association in 1992. As a typical Limburg building of the 15th century, the granary has high social, artistic and architectural significance and is therefore a listed building. The ALA uses the building as a warehouse for old building materials, market stalls, and historically reconstructed garments.
Well, there we are.
You record me doing that?
Good. If it wasn't for the cars, you would feel like you were walking into a 15th century village. Hello.
Hi.
So we have little figurines in this window of the people that residents admire. So we've had Beethoven and the Pope, and we had Einstein.
And now
And
we
the
have
Queen.
the Queen of England.
Oh look, it's Her Majesty.
Complete with a girl. You've not got the corgi
And
on
a
there.
corgi. Oh, that's adorable. There we go. What are that tiny windows? Look like a little door. Huh? There's no hoist there. It's just a door, but it doesn't lean anywhere. It's a tiny room on the roof.
Have you noticed that with all these buildings, there are no lights on any of them?
No,
They all look like
it doesn't look like there's many people in. Still, they're probably all still sitting in the garden. There's just so many of these cute houses. I'm beside myself. Hello guys, well we enjoyed our time in Lüneburg. I think we got our money's worth.
Yep.
We had a very nice meal last night and went out, and then I was besotted with the pretty little houses. Like a thing possessed I was, zooming around, filming them all, just getting all overexcited. Now there was the possibility today of a salt museum. The Lüneburg has a salt museum, and I thought to myself, well, you know, will my friends on YouTube, will they be devastated to miss the salt museum? Geoff thought probably not.
Will they feel assaulted?
Will you feel assaulted? So anyway, if you are desperately disappointed that we didn't make the salt museum, then my apologies to you, but we decided that we were going to skip it. Our plan is to head on down through the Alsace region. We were going to skip Germany, kinda, but we've decided to explore further. Neither of us really know much about Germany. Our research says there is more to find, and there are some really pretty villages and lovely little towns and stuff to see. So we've decided to honour that. And then we're going to go back into France. We're going to nip back kind of when we get adjacent to the sort of Dijon area and work our way back the other way. So let's see how that goes. Or we may do something else entirely. Who knows? We are capricious creatures, and we never stick to a plan. But that's the plan of the day. Let's see what's up next. Can we remember where we're going next? What's the name? Can we remember the town?
No.
No, we can't remember where we're going next.
The sat-nav knows.
Satnav has full control of the trip. We have no idea where we're heading next, except that we knew at some point this morning and now we've forgotten. And that's just the way we are. It's sad, isn't it? So see you later, somewhere. Bye.
Bye.
Out there chasing rainbows, jumping over hedges, flying like a sparrow through the rain. I've been taking chances, losing my umbrella. I could grant your wishes, 1 to 10. Just say when. Just say when. Just say